Yo, my name is Vosk, I'm a full-time crypto nerd, and today we are digging deep into the current status of Layer 1 cryptocurrency blockchains. And if we're gonna say status, you know we're also saying data. All right, we're gonna break this down, and this is very important for what the future looks like, right? Potential price predictions, price appreciation, and really just what's working and what is failing. When you analyze the fundamentals, you make the right plays. Most of the data we're going to be looking at is going to be taken out of the state of L1s Q1 2023 write-up from Messari. I've already run through it, and it's a pretty good write-up. Keep in mind, we're looking at Layer 1 that does not include Layer 2 blockchains like Optimism or Arbitrum, among many others, and of course, no cryptocurrency protocols that don't have tokens. Because if you don't have a token, then you're just lame, as far as I'm concerned. So, the crypto market rebound in Q1 was not accompanied by resurgence in network usage. Stacks outperformed its peers in several metrics as Ordinals renewed interest in Bitcoin programmability. Ethereum remained the leader in most key financial and ecosystem metrics, but USDC's temporary depeg and Paxos ceasing BUSD issuance shifted stablecoin dominance toward USDT, benefiting Tron. I wish Tron was as cool as the movie. It's not. So when we look at the breakdown right in this graphic, I mean, wow, Ethereum leads by a lion's share. But then BNB is a world ahead of all of the other competitors. But BNB is not just a chain, right? It has this huge association with Binance, which is a powerhouse under intense scrutiny from the US government and some others. Once you jump down from those two, the other protocols are much more in line as far as market cap goes. And many people were counting Solana out. SOL, shit out of luck, huh? Like the token ticker. We thought, we laughed, and then soul pump. I guess you really do need to have some soul. Stacks gained a lot of popularity because of Bitcoin Ordinals, Bitcoin tokens, Bitcoin NFTs, right? All that stuff we talked about. That aspect, but not really STX. But that whole sector has been cooling off very much so. So I'm hesitant to really bet anything on that one, especially in the short term. Ethereum's market cap remained at 2x the other networks. All of the other networks combined. That's a crazy market cap dominance. But hey, many people would say that it's rightfully so. Ethereum's Q1 23 revenue was 2.8 times other featured Layer 1s combined. Another dominant metric. Tron and BNB chain boasted some pretty strong metrics as well. And I don't know anyone that actively uses Tron other than just to send Tether around. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. Right, BNB chain, although Binance either love it or hate it, that is a blockchain that has a fair amount of active and regular users and projects and so forth. You take the next screenshot, we zoom in, and you see that Polygon Matic has a very clear lead on its associated competitors here. Cardano boasts one of the biggest market caps compared with a very low revenue generation. And if you don't know, revenue measures the fees collected by the protocol, burned, distributed to validators, or used in other ways. Tron is absolutely dominating in the PS ratio, right? The PS ratio shows the relative price of a network's token compared to its revenue. It's dominating by this metric at 16x. If you're gonna be in cryptocurrency long-term like me, then you start to get pretty focused on inflation, deflationary revenue, right? I mean, I don't mind a little bit of inflation if, say, like all the revenue is going up, it's going back into the project, and it's just generally going up, right? Generally speaking, if you already got your bag, if the token goes deflationary, it's probably good for the cryptocurrency holder who's at least fixated on the price, right? BNB outpaced Ethereum as the most deflationary Layer 1 token at 5.4%. Ethereum did remain deflationary with pretty low usage, and between those two, none of the others were able to achieve a deflationary metric. Many of those are not trying to do that. But it is very interesting to note, BNB is leading that charge though, because Binance regularly buys back these tokens and burns them every quarter. So that's not exactly protocol generation and fueled by actual health and use of the network, but it shows that you got a big boy behind you supporting, for better and worse. Most of Genesis tokens, which are like basically pre-mines, right? It's tokens given to the project and whatever else, from the get-go. Most of them have been emitted into the ecosystem with these layer ones. At this point, there are a few chains. The most notable one would be Avalanche here that have not completely emitted their Genesis supply, but Avalanche has 2.5% unlocking in Q2 for the strategic partners, the foundation, and the core team. Hedera has 4% coming that quarter as well. So hey, if you've waited this long, this isn't the market I'd be selling in, but hey, we've seen a lot of weak paper hands over the years as well. I love this data right here, right? How many transactions are we seeing per day? Ethereum, which is the most expensive chain out of all of these probably combined, still is seeing an average of 1.1 million daily transactions, which is put forth by 425,000 daily active addresses on average. And they're seeing almost 100,000 new addresses per day. I seldom see this fee because I'm normally doing decentralized trades and things like that, which are just simply put more expensive. But the average transaction fee is $5. That's crazy, and that's not the dream that we were sold with this supercomputer thing. But hey, I thought proof of stake and EIP 1559 was supposed to save us, huh? Total staked at 72% at $32.6 billion. Wow. BNB chain has 3.3 million average daily transactions, a whole lot of active addresses at over 1 million, and seeing 400,000 daily new addresses. That just doesn't really seem to line up right. The average transaction fee is 19 cents. It's a lot easier to do a lot of BS on that chain because it's just a lot cheaper. It's also one of the most centralized cryptocurrency chains because there's only 29 nodes running it as opposed to Ethereum's 3,500. But don't cheer for them quite just yet because they're talking about moving the required amount of Ethereum to run a validator node from 32 Ethereum to 2,048. Wow, that's a lot. Cardano, the most expensive loser, and I don't have anything against Cardano, but when you look at the metrics versus their market cap, the chain sucks. As far as actual use goes, I gotta say this again because somebody always comes out of the woodworks in the comments. I'm not hating on Cardano other than the fact that their metrics are awful. Okay, I have no vendetta here. I'm not saying anything that's not true, right? We see all of these smaller chains that are worth, 10% doing similar or better metrics. We can even just leave that at that. So Polygon, you compare it to the BNB chain, right? We see similar daily transactions, but they're costing about 75% less than new addresses, active addresses. It just looks a lot more genuine. I'm not saying it's perfect, right? Well, it looks a lot more genuine. Solana has an insane amount of transactions taking place, but that's because it's so cheap to participate. This is not simply done by a bunch of, new users and things like that. You can actually see that even though it's so cheap to participate, they have one of the lowest new addresses account, but they are 16 times larger than Cardano. If you take Tether out of Tron, that blockchain just completely goes away. And you can see the data for these other cryptocurrency chains. I don't think anything is too notable here. I'm very curious to see if Avalanche is going to survive and if Polkadot will ever be a chain worth its market cap. But I do think they have much better metrics than, you guessed it, ADA, Cardano. The bottom line is we're sick of paying so much for cryptocurrency transactions. And $5 a pop is still way too much, although it's down from the craziness of $100 a transaction in the last bull run. Thank you for failing me, Ethereum. I've burned over 5 Ethereum just on my main address with transaction fees, and that is just beyond depressing. BNB chain is, it's just a fork of ETH and even more centralized. So yeah, it's a lot cheaper, but it has a lot less usability leading to that. There's a little bit more to it, but hey, that may be why they just copy and pasted optimism and they are launching their own layer 2 blockchain. Hey, if somebody else isn't going to build it, I guess build it yourself, right? It's not like they have a shortage of funding by any means. And we can see the other tokens in question here. Solana is winning that race. If only they could just keep the lights on and keep that chain from going offline. Speaking of layer 1s, there's a new layer 1 that may excite you for even just a simple fact. You can get into it right now. The token sale is going on, but why? Why would you get into the token sale? Well, what are we even talking about? It's called Grape, okay? With a 3 or the GRP token. This Grape token is building out scalability, NFTs, everything you want to hear. And you can even get some free Grape tokens with their airdrop. What are you waiting for? Click the link below to learn more. And there's even a bonus for using them. Let's look at the USD staked, okay? And then a change quarter over quarter. Okay, so total staked here in dollars, ETH dominating. And then Cardano has a lot of wealthy people or whoever, somebody somewhere betting on them. And then bringing up third is Solana. So Cardano and Solana are much lower market cap cryptocurrencies than the BNB chain, and they are seeing many more dollars staked. Then coming BNB, and then the Avalanche blockchain. Stacks had huge growth, again fueled by Ordinals, Bitcoin Orange Coin chain thing, and the little backdoor NFTs. That sounds a little weird. I used to watch that late at night. But again though, Solana showed a lot of growth last quarter with the way they're breaking all this down. Ethereum had some solid growth, and then we see these other chains. Tron was in last place, understandably so. Digging deeper into the ecosystems. Thank you, DeFi Llama. You help a lot with data, but this is a Messari graphic, obviously. I'm going to link out this article down in the comments below, and you can read along with me, or just delete me and read yourself. It's fine. Hurts, kind of hurts. Look at the TVL, total value locked, basically all the money, the sum of money in these ecosystems. So when they computed all this data, I need to be more fancy today. $33 billion in TVL, BNB almost $6 billion. Cardano coming in at a lowly 138 million. Polygon 1.2 billion. Solana 300 million, which is more than twice of Cardano. Tron apparently over 5 billion, and Avalanche $1 billion. Other chains, you can see those there. What's really notable here is just going to be how much volume we're doing on decentralized exchanges, and Ethereum leading the charge here at about $2 billion per day. BNB seeing about 300 million, Polygon seeing about 200 million, Cardano seeing 2 million. Wow. Solana 50 million here. We look at the stable coins in these ecosystems, it's a lot. Stable coins just, I don't know. We're in a really weird era, a lot of flux in stable coins and things, being weird with their pegs. It's a scary time in cryptocurrency for many reasons. Obviously, I still believe in it 100%, but I think we need to get back to not your keys, not your coins, and actually also just getting back into the coins and less of these stable coins made by these huge corporations that want nothing good for crypto long term, my opinion, as far as I'm concerned. And another fun stat here are going to be the full-time developers, right? They say there's 2,000 on Ethereum, 121 on BNB, 159 on Cardano, 223 on Polygon, and 344 people who used to work at FTX that are now on Solana. On average, the top 90% of a network's DeFi TVL comes from 8.5 protocols, as shown in this DeFi diversity chart. Decentralized exchange volume peaked during the DPEG for USDC. Oh, how quickly people forget about that. What's interesting on the front of NFTs is Polygon outgrew Ethereum, but still remained far behind in total NFT volume. I think that's largely due to the fact that there are many businesses and projects starting to build on Polygon because it's a reputable, trusted chain for whatever it's worth, right? But the transaction fees are so much cheaper and just, palatable, right? But NFT interest is low. There's no doubt about that. So awesome job on the growth, right? But I wouldn't say it's necessarily notable. NFT buyers spiked on Ethereum due to the Conbase commemorative NFT, which your boy grabbed. I hope you grabbed one as well. Ethereum's full-time developer count equals all the other layer 1s combined, but Hedera does see the largest quarter-over-quarter increase. Good job, Hedera. A great way to crunch this data in real time is to use DeFi Llama. It's a free data aggregator, and wow, does it really help to just run through a lot of data. A lot of these layer ones we just talked about are right here, right? Ethereum, Tron, BSC, Polygon, Avalanche, Solana, among others. But we'll also see in this chain list, we're gonna see layer 2s. So one thing that's left off that layer 1 list is going to be a layer 2, most notably Arbitrum, right? As well as Optimism. Those are 2 layer 2s that are doing very well overall, especially Optimism. You see the 1 month change, you may not really feel that way, but honestly, nothing's doing that great right now. If you've got that many protocols and you've got that many active users, you're doing all right. They're not pulling all the data here for us, unfortunately, but we can see that Arbitrum is boasting an active user count right now, per this data, half of Ethereum. That is crazy and something to be very proud of. Polygon is almost on par with Ethereum's active user count in real-time data right now. And Optimism, although it came out before Arbitrum, and let's be honest, that's not as good as Arbitrum. And I say that holding both of these tokens. This is still a good job. And price-wise, OP's actually been holding up better than Arbitrum recently. Interesting. The other really notable chain thing going on right now are going to be these protocols that we're all thinking are gonna airdrop, right? ZK Sync, Layer 0, Starknet is up there. Of course, Linea. We've talked about these and so many more. We have airdrop guides on them, but a lot of the focus right now are on ZK rollups, ZK EVMs, right? Zero knowledge Ethereum virtual machine, zero knowledge proofs, right? Zero knowledge tech, ZK tech. I don't know. I mean, they got 100 acronyms and 100. I'm hungry. But anyway, you get the point here, right? Layer 0, forget layer 2 and layer 3. We're gonna step it back, okay? Omni-chain interoperability. I mean, that just sounds expensive, okay? Starknet, it's like all these other things, but different or not. The point is, these are major protocols gaining a lot of interest, and some of these have massive money behind them, like Linea being built out by consensus, worth somewhere between $3 and $10 billion. I don't know if you know this, they're just the ones that made MetaMask, okay? Most popular cryptocurrency wallet in the world ever. I think their chain is going to be pretty popular. I think they know what they're doing. I think they know the right people. And if they want any sort of real success, they're probably going to drop their own token. So I'm hunting the airdrop, yeah, of course, but then I'm also going to be trying to expand my bags, much like I did with Arbitrum, where I was hunting the airdrop, got some of the coins, and then put some of my ETH into it, and now I'm down. But I'm going to hold until I'm up. Just like I hope you hold that subscribe button just down and long enough to click it one time. You're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. My name is Vosk, and this is home to the CL10, the Chief Layer 1 Officer. It's Tails. We do 10 seconds of Tails on every video. In my humble opinion, she is the coolest pup in the entire world. And she really kickstarted VoskCoin, which has just been a crazy endeavor. We hit our 6-year anniversary recently. That's so weird. That's crazy. And thanks to all you maniacs that tune in and help us chase year 7. So, hey, hope to see you on the next video.
Shine.